What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Pack a Pod. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the holidays. We've gone through Thanksgiving, now Christmas, and New Year's. We are in a brand new year, 2026. The boys are here ready to go, and we figured we'd just throw out a quick little mini-sode this week with a draft and some voicemails just to say what's up. We appreciate you guys sending in all the Spotify raps, by the way. That was really cool, and if you've been a long-time listener of any of our shows, the Christmas cards are on the way. Don't forget, before we get into everything too, to join the Discord as well. That link should be down below. We've got a lot of different stuff going on in there, especially people doing Easter egg runs and stuff like that. Actually, a really active Discord, which you never really know when you make one of those, but a lot of guys in there running Easter eggs with one another, playing with one another, all that good stuff. So join that down there. It also has all of our links for all of our social medias and the voicemails, which are coming up in just a little bit. But boys, we haven't been around for a little bit because the holiday's been kind of crazy. I just wanted to check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. I'll kick it off with Kyle. How are you doing, my man?
Good, man. Just kicking off the new year, just chilling out, you know, enjoying my vacation I've got going right now and just hanging out.
I love it. I love it. Rich, how are you doing?
Chilling. Hopefully 2026, doesn't fuck us as hard as 2025, but we'll see what happens,
That'd be nice. That'd be good. And then Jumba and Jay. Jumba, how are you doing?
Dude, I became an uncle over the holiday, so I could not be better.
Shout out.
That's big.
Is it Jumba Jr.?
Jumba Jr. Yeah, sure. You could call it that. I've been called the Jump. What do they guys call me now? Junkle or Jumbunkle? Jumbunkle.
Jumbunkle.
And then Jay, how are you doing, my man?
I didn't become an uncle, but I have a niece and she is like 2. And so this was like the first Christmas we got to experience where like she gets it, So that was a blast. It was really fun. She's like super into Frozen and she got an Elsa dress for Christmas and she was like addicted to it. She wore it literally every single day. So I heard this saying a while back that like there's like a period in your life where Christmas just like kind of loses its magic. But then when kids come into the picture, like nieces, nephews, cousins, your own kids, it like brings that back. And it could not be more true because it was a blast. It was a great Christmas.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
Jaylena Hawk right there.
Yeah.
I keep seeing just all like TikToks of like uncles being the ones to cause mischief on like holidays.
Bro.
And like it's even like 3-4 years before the kid's old enough that I get to just rile them up and leave them to my sister and then leave. But
Bro,
I'm ready for it.
That's
the loudest and most annoying toys.
I have 2 nieces and all I do is like, all right, let's see how fucking crazy we can get before I send you back home with your parents now.
Yeah. Though it is true. And speaking of like gifts that are next level, I actually got a gift that was really cool. I got a monkey bomb that holds like your controller, but it's been commandeered by my child, who is also a 2-year-old, who calls it Nana and tucks it into bed. And Jay got to witness it actually happening like on camera. We were trying to set something up and she was actually trying to put it to sleep.
It was like on the shelf and she started getting upset. She was like, get this down for me, Dad. Like, what are you doing? And then she gets it down and she puts it on the couch and she gets a blanket and starts like tucking it in to go to bed, and then got him to open the stroller, put it in the stroller. I was like, that's hilarious.
Pushing it around in the stroller.
It's like it's a baby doll.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble when my nephew's 7 and I make him play World at War Nocturne and Toten, and then he has nightmares like I did when I was like 8, like playing that shit. My mom used to get mad at me because I'd have nightmares playing that shit. But like, hey, he has to start early. We got to mold him now. He'll be fine. Like, what am I gonna do? Coddle him? He's 8. He's 7.
I think this is a good sign for the future, though. Like, she's already into the monkey bomb. When she figures it out, it's in the game, and I kind of show her how that thing works. I think we're gonna have like the next generation of zombies is gonna be
world's first EE solved by Wyatt.
Yeah, by age 6. Yeah, no, we're getting it done. We're getting it done. No, it's gonna be great. Hope your guys' holidays were good as well if you're listening. But we've just got a quick little one here. This nice little draft here that we've got going because we kind of missed Christmas. We did the Thanksgiving Day draft, but I wanted to get into the Christmas one because I felt like, all the boys, we came up with some good ones. We brainstormed. So we're going to get into the draft here real quick, boys and girls, and these are the parameters. Before I get into it, did we have a draft on the previous episode? I don't think we did, right?
No, we did Monopoly.
No,
I
we
don't
did the
think we
Monopoly
did
board.
it.
That was
Yeah,
it.
we did the Monopoly board. What was the response like on the Monopoly board, by the way? I didn't see anything.
We didn't get a whole lot in the Discord. I did actually fail to go create an entire photo because the holidays were happening.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually made the entire Monopoly board, but we got a couple people that were like giving their own feedback in terms of how they would have done it. But yeah.
Okay, just checking in. So now for our Christmas Day draft, here is what we were going to do, ladies and gents. I believe we have 5 on the board here that we're going to run through, and these are the parameters. Number 1, you accidentally killed Santa, Tim Allen style. You are now Santa. Which map is your current North Pole? Number 2, which special zombie is your elf, your head elf? Number 3, which park machine is your sleigh? Number 4, which special zombie is your Rudolph? And number 5, you walk downstairs and this zombie's character is Santa making out with your mom. Which one would most horrify you? Which one would be the most horrific sight for you to see? Those are the 5 parameters, boys. This is what we've got. This is our first draft in a little bit where we got everybody here. So this is a big one. You want to win this one, boys. You want to win everyone.
Is Wyatt the
but this one
reigning
especially.
champion currently still?
Wyatt
Unfortunately,
is
yeah.
the reigning champion.
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Despite sketchy circumstances, and once again, Kyle wasn't there, so didn't
wasn't
have
gonna
as
bring it
many
up.
votes to split. And
Bastards.
Kyle's kind of a heavyweight in drafts in his own right, so things could have been different if he was there.
Yeah.
Unless I vote for a dog, again.
Yeah, unless you.
Unless you
do
trapped a
that.
dog for your date. Okay, boys. Jay, you have the random draft order ready to go?
All right, so the order is at the number 1 overall pick, Richie.
Oh, shit.
At the number 2 overall pick, and I feel like this has happened a couple times recently, but maybe I'm wrong just from memory. Kyle. Kyle's number 2. Number 3 is going to be myself. Number 4, Jumba, and number 5 is Wyatt. Wyatt
Number
has
4 or 5 pick right here.
The back-to-backs. Yeah, it is truly just an all-time classic at this point that you have one of the bottom 2
I
picks.
am trying to always building my teams from the bottom up.
Hey,
There
you
it is.
get backies, bro. Front to backies, bro.
You get back to backies.
Honestly, I kind of think the draft order fucks me a little bit here.
I didn't want to
wanna
go
go?
first this time.
First,
I actually
low-key
was nervous to go
blows.
first this time.
Fuck.
When
it's
there's
kinda
like
hard.
5 categories, I feel like it's hard to identify a true 101, which makes it not as OP.
Ooh. All right, Rich. So you're up first. You're scanning the board, I assume? Yeah, he's
Yeah,
scanning
I
the
am.
board. Yes.
Yeah, It's just like, do you go with the map right off rip? Do you, fuck.
Or is a really good map for your North Pole?
Yeah, so I actually think I am going to go with North Pole first.
Okay.
So the reason behind this is you kind of want it to be Christmassy-esque, right? You know it's the North Pole, so it shouldn't be tropical, right? It needs to have snow. I think I am going with Call of the Dead as my North Pole.
That felt like the one. That felt like the one.
That feels good.
Very
That
snowy
feels good.
map. It's the most
Snowy.
snowy of the snow maps. I feel.
Snowy. Very snowy.
Okay. Pick number 2, Kyle.
I'm following that up along the same lines because there's only 2 real snow maps on the whole fucking thing, and then after that you got to pick somewhere else. So I'm taking. Is it Tag? Yeah, Tagged or Toten.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. This is shocking to me because I think y'all actually left the best snow map
I was gonna say, there's
on the
definitely
board
a
still.
snow map on the board.
I'm taking Horizon Draft for my North Pole.
Oh, that's true. Horizon Draft.
I literally typed it in for both Richie and Kyle and then had to delete it before pressing enter because I thought y'all were both like, yep, Horizon Drac, that's the clear, but
And
okay.
here's the thing. Horizon Drac has more room to build toys.
I feel like it feels more like a North Pole than Call of the Dead and Tag, which are just like out in the Arctic wasteland with a ship there, you know?
Well, Tag has a laboratory.
Tag does have the facility. It does have.
I've also not really played Rise and Drop very much at all, so it's not something that comes to mind.
Yeah, true. It's a castle in the Alps. So.
Okay, Jumbo.
See, the draft order fucked it. That's not my fault.
There's part of me that wants to, like, I might throw my draft because this may not work if people do not listen to the episode. But what if I were going for like some like maybe the most out there, the most least efficient Santa Claus operations here, right? Like Richie said, like you can't pick a tropical spot. Why not? Why do my elves have to work in the snow? Right?
That's a great point.
Like, that's pretty tough. Like, you know, what would be a crazy feat if Santa Claus in one night delivered all the presents and delivered them from the fucking moon? What if he did it from Mars? Let's go to Astra Malorum. I'll take Astra Malorum.
Okay.
All right.
Strong North Pole. Strong North Pole.
You're gonna have to deal with, you know, space radiation all over your toys, but
yeah,
hey, I mean fuck them kids, you know?
They have a teleporter to Mars, so maybe he's got a teleporter to Earth too that we don't know about.
Listen, if you're telling me that Santa Claus delivering all those presents from Mars is not like the Jordan flu game, like up there in terms of like you're talking performances, then I don't want to be Santa.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of memes that I've seen this
about
Christmas
Rudolph,
that were people talking about different reindeer in terms of sports analogies, and they were like, Rudolph, he's an absolute dog, he's your superstar, and then, you know, they're going through all of them and they're like, but Blitzen doesn't have the clutch factor. You think he's gonna get it done on Christmas Eve? Like,
dude, I saw a whole hype at it. It's like, oh, well, what if it wasn't foggy that night? It was, and then it's all like the whole this hype at it of the stop animation movie from Rudolph.
Yeah. Okay, so I have back-to-backs here, and I'm gonna kick mine off with my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm going to go with the Valkyrie drone from Gorod Krovy for a few reasons.
That's what I was thinking.
Number one, already has a red nose. Number two, it does light up. Number three, it already flies. And number four, I feel like it's a lot lighter than some of these other options would be. Because I looked at some other ones, I was like, that's a heavy sumbitch right there. So I went with the Valkyrie drone as my Rudolph. Now, I wanted to go with my head elf right after that. And this guy, me and him, we've had our troubles. We've had our troubles in the past, but I feel like I can trust him. I feel like I can rely on him because all I have to do is walk up to him and give him a task in front of a specific board, and he'll just grab all the parts and do it for me. And that's Arthur, or as I like to call him, Cletus from Buried. He's going to be my head elf. As long as I have the blueprint in front of him and I hold down square, he's going to go grab the parts and build it. And I don't really have to say much else. As long as I don't drop my controller while he's holding a crawler, we're good. So I'm going to go with that. That is my head elf for this draft.
This feels like a Buddy the Elf situation. He feels a little large for the elf stereotype in terms of
he's a little
size
big.
Parameters.
He's a little big, and you know we've talked about that. I'm going to have to get him his own little shed away from the rest of the crew, but honestly, I don't want my manager near the rest of them. I don't want him getting buddy. I want him separated. I don't want him to become friends because then he starts to pick favorites. We can't have that. It's the holidays. We need these presents going out.
It just because it's the head elf doesn't mean that it's like, hey, he's the manager. They can't be friends. They're all having a great time. They're doing what they love, bro. They need to be on this. They need to be on the same page. I'm just throwing that out there.
We're running a tight ship here. Jumbo, you're up.
Yeah, see, I've been having troubles picking for all my things. That's why I went with even map first, because realistically, Astra Malorum, that was going to be on there for a while. I could have waited.
Definitely waited.
Yeah, but see, I don't even know what else what I'd pick here. I think I'm going to go with who I'd be most horrified to see my mom kissing this version of Santa Claus. And I think I'd just be horrified if this guy was Santa Claus in general. He probably shouldn't be near children. and that's Stuhlinger. It's gotta be
That's a
Stuhlinger.
good one. That's,
You know what I mean?
So,
Hey, that's good.
If that
That's a
guy was
good one.
breaking in your house with a little bit of zombie blood on his face and everything like that, pretty scary.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Would he
that
turn
would
my
not
mom
be good
into
at
a
all.
zombie?
Possibly.
It depends. I feel like it depends on
he's
how
not a
recently
zombie,
he ate.
though.
He's not a zombie.
No.
And he
just
only eats
ate-
zombie flesh. He doesn't eat human flesh. He's a weirdo, dude.
He's
just
so
sick.
weird.
He's disgusting.
There's a lot of
just a
people I'd be
weirdo.
horrified on this list, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This feels like a make or break moment for my draft right here. Either I will win because of this, or I'm gonna lose because of this. But I'm going with kissing your mom as well. And this is a little bit of an outside the box thought. Hear me out. I'm going with John F. Kennedy.
Bro.
The reason
he's a
is
good-looking
number
guy.
one, he's dead.
He's dead. I knew
So
you were gonna
how
say
the
that.
hell is he Santa Claus? And then when you start to think about it, you're like, oh my God, his death was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And then you start to go down this rabbit hole of who all was involved. Was it like, how did this happen? Was he Santa before he died? Or was this how the next Santa Claus becomes a thing? If that's the case, how many important figures over history have been murdered and turned into Santa Claus against their will? Is Tupac Shakur Santa Claus? We don't
Michael
know.
Jackson.
See,
What
that's-
happened to Michael Jackson?
Is that? But then your family
Epstein.
becomes like super famous because you're
No, no,
the
no.
one who
No, no, no.
caught John F. Kennedy alive.
But this is why it's horrifying.
and kissing your mom.
Is I caught him kissing my mom, but he's Santa Claus. He has magical powers. I have no proof that it was actually JFK. So then for the rest of my life, it'll be me if I'm set on the fact that I know it was JFK, then I can never tell anyone because they'll never believe me. They're like, the dead president is Santa Claus? Okay, you lunatic. Like, I'm going to sound like a crazy person. Or the other scenario is then I start to be like, but was that actually JFK? Like, and then I start to doubt my own sanity. And also, my mom was making out with a former president. What's going on? There's just a lot going on there that I
lot
feel
going on
like
there.
The conspiracy there would be so fucking insane. Imagine your top head officials come to you, Mr. President, we need you in the briefing room. They brief you that Santa Claus has died and the only person that can save Christmas is you.
Dude, that's a
And
great
now they have
movie.
to, they
That's
have
a
to
great
fake
movie.
your death in order. They
but
just
it's
blow
real
your
life,
head
John,
off.
but it sounds like a
and,
great movie, but it happened to me in real life, and I'm the only one that knows. But then, what if I'm like, well, surely if he's kissing my mom, he's kissed other dudes' moms out there. So then I go on a lifelong journey to find other dudes who have experienced this, and they've been like, imagine that cathartic moment when you meet someone and you're like, and you have this moment where you realize that JFK, aka Santa Claus, made out with both of your moms, and you're like, I thought I was crazy this whole time.
Bro,
I think
would
it would scar my entire life.
I would go so far down that Reddit hole right there. Like I would do nothing but read that.
I would
Reddit
have
thread
some
every day.
blurry photo, and people are like, yeah, okay. But
Today
Yeah,
I
sure,
learned
bud.
JFK is Santa Claus. Everyone's like,
JFK is not only Santa Claus, but he made out with my mother on Christmas Eve, 2003. I don't know.
They're gonna have to listen to the show, I think, to get that. Because if they
Yeah,
listen to
no,
the
that's-
explanation, it'll make sense. But they gotta listen.
God,
Yeah,
listen.
I
know.
think that, like I said, I think it makes or breaks my draft. Either people will be on board for that, or they're going to think that's the dumb. Even if they listen to it, some people I feel like that's the dumbest thing ever. I feel like they're going to think I went way too deep into this
It
conspiracy.
definitely
angle.
is not dumb because JFK was gonna be my pick.
There it is.
That's why I thought about it. I was like, maybe I could let him slide, and maybe other people won't do it. But then I was like, at the same time, though, just the simple fact that he's supposed to be dead in real life, and now he's Santa Claus, like that's horrifying in itself. What happened all those years ago?
exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly. Kyle.
I'm gonna go with my Rudolph here. I think I'm taking the Disciple, glowing red, big flying dude. I think he's solid pick for Rudolph. I think he lead the sleigh, lead the team.
I almost did that before I found the Valkyrie drone. I almost took the Disciple. That was. I think that's a good pick. Now, Rich, you have back-to-backies.
I do have back-to-back, so I am on the board right now. So I'm gonna do. Fuck. I think I'm gonna go with. What special zombie is my elf? Also, are we saying head elf? Because on this, the board just says
I think it should be head elf. Yeah, head elf.
It's head elf. It's
Head
like
elf.
the top dog. They're not all the elves are not this.
You're
special
right,
zombie.
hand man.
Yeah, like toys aren't getting done. We're behind schedule. Who am I talking to?
Okay. Well, so then in that like thought process, you want like a oh fuck no, because it's the head elf. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough one. But in damn. That kind of fucks it. Because if it was like you want a swarm of elves, like obviously that would be different. Okay.
Yeah, you
well,
just go.
oh fuck.
I mean, this guy's still an elf. Like he still has to make toys.
Yeah, Richie just wanted to know who would be the best one to enslave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So realistically, we got to think of who helps us build a bunch of shit or who helps us get shit done. I'm going with Klaus.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's good.
It's a good pick.
Klaus does get shit done.
He does get shit done. And you give him orders, right? Like you got to give your head elf orders sometimes, and then it's basically like a good management tactic. He's just gonna delegate, right? So
Let's
I
hope.
think Klaus would be a solid choice for the head elf here. Now that leads me to my next pick, because I think the one that I really want to go with, I think it can wait. But I am going to go with which special zombie is my Rudolph. Now, you want your special zombie to have just a fuck ton of, your Rudolph to have a fuck ton of energy, because you gotta fly around every single place on Earth. I mean, come on, like, who's gonna go out there and get shit done other than the OG Hellhound? That's gonna be my pick for my Rudolph.
The Hellhound.
OG Hellhound.
You got
Alright.
the Hellhound flying?
Yeah, bro, why not?
Kinda lit.
Okay.
I mean, can reindeer actually fly? Why can't the dog fly?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Exactly.
It's all about magic, and people don't understand.
Rudolph's got to have
these
that
days.
dog in him. You know?
Exactly.
That's true.
And I think that the Hellhound brings that fucking like, all right, guys, like, let's go. He's going to be setting the pace. And we're going to find out if those other fucking reindeer, you know, if they actually have the grit and the heart to get it done, and if they really have what it takes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I can tell Kyle's really locked in because he is fully looking
he
at his
is-
board right now.
He is zoomed in
He
on the
is
monitor.
zoomed
Like,
in.
you know those CS pros that play like right next to it? That's
how
Kyle
looked.
mid-draft.
If
I
you
was
listen-
locked in there. I was locking in.
If you
Okay.
listen
30
only
seconds.
on audio, I really need you to go listen to this exact moment on the YouTube version to just see how locked in Kyle was to his next pick, because it was legendary. Kyle, what do you got?
I'll tell you this. Everybody else is getting their top elf, okay? You know, the guy, the head honcho. I'm going to get one too. And, you know, there's a lot of guys here helping you build shit and things like that. But I just need a guy to run a tight ship. And I need
Yeah.
a big, strong lad to help me carry all the presents into the sleigh. So for that, I'm going Brutus.
That's a good pick. That's
Brutus
what I was
ran
gonna
a
go with.
prison. He's around here. He's going hard.
I almost
Okay.
chose that.
Big, strong dude carrying shit around. I bet you anything he'll get that mud done.
Yeah,
Straight
Brutus,
things
Brutus
out.
good pick. Brutus good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good pick.
Now it's back to Jay.
All right, so I'm gonna go with my Rudolph here because I feel like there's a few options that are gone, and a lot of them are starting to fade off the board here. And I'm really harping on the fact that when you think about Rudolph and his journey, it was a foggy night, like Jumba said earlier.
Yeah.
That was a key important feature of why Rudolph was different, like why he was special, why he's an all-time GOAT in terms of the reindeer conversation. He was able to lead the way through the fog, and you were still able to see his red nose. So I'm going for a guy that I think is going to just light up the night sky, and I know he can fly. Did not mean to rhyme there. I'm going with the Avogadro for my Rudolph.
Oh,
Almost took him, but I don't think he has the balls.
He literally does have balls.
That was on his, in his pre-draft analysis. They just said, I don't know if he has balls. I can't see him. I just don't know.
The hellhound's not
whatever,
fixed. I'm
buddy.
just throwing that
You've
out
got
there.
Kyle's wife, all right, buddy.
It's actually her brother.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
It's actually her brother. It's actually Kyle's brother-in-law that I took.
Yeah. I love that. Okay.
right.
Now it is Jumba.
Yeah, straight up, gonna go with my Rudolph Abomination. I feel like I'm picking Abomination in a lot of drafts. I'm a big.
You're a big Abomination guy. It's like Wyatt with the Mangler.
Yeah.
You and the Abomination.
Yeah,
is becoming a thing.
I feel like
is an
the
abomination.
I look at it and it's a multifaceted character in several different ways. And I mean, it's straightforward, as Jay was saying. Light up the sky. You open its mouth. It can't just light up the sky. If I need to fight any intergalactic enemies as I'm flying to Earth, I have
you
the
are
3
in
heads
space. Yeah.
to
You're
be
being
able to kill those
But-
enemies. I mean, we could even turn Santa Claus into a international weapon, fight whenever the wars are going. I got the Abomination leading my sleigh. So, yeah, I feel like you don't just have one red nose, you got 3 blue fucking mouths, right? It's like,
Yeah, but the problem with that, bro, is when you open your mouth, you're just gonna fucking destroy people's homes.
no,
Well,
not,
maybe
not only,
not
only.
there's like a danger zone
only.
when we get below 30,000 feet.
It's it's like, we just don't charge it
gotta
up.
hustle.
Listen,
That's where the fog is, bro.
when you look at this list, there is only one thing brighter than the Abomination's beam and mouth, and that is the LEDs on the road when I'm driving in crazy fucking snowstorms and I can't you just can't, they're blinding me at nighttime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing I gotta take for nighttime.
Okay. There it is. Okay, now I have some questions here because I was going to take
here we go.
my perk machine.
Yeah.
The question I had was, because now there's like multiple iterations. Is it only
Yeah.
the OG version?
I guess you can pick whatever one you want.
I feel like
don't
we should be
really
able
care
to
which
pick
version.
whatever
Yeah.
version just because.
Sure.
If you have
And
a
then
creative
also-
explanation for a specific version, go for it.
Okay, and then the other thing was, are we just using this purely as like a receptacle to sit on, or can we drink the perk? Is it, or is it more just?
I thought you were gonna ask if
Pure-
you could fuck it. I know how much you want to fuck all these machines.
Nah.
That is a
That
little
will
bit of a
change my
risk
answer as
factor
well.
when it comes to Wyatt's delivering of the presents on time. Was he busy doing other things?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do y'all want the perk to like aid you in the delivering of presents?
Or is it just
I feel
purely
like
just?
I think it's just to sit on, because if I knew
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
going to aid me, I
That
would
changes my answer.
That would have changed maybe the draft order
Yeah.
because some
I
of
would
these
have
would be
said
pretty
fucking
good.
speed cola and rip that John. And just been
Yeah.
like,
Okay, so
Yeah.
the physical perk machine, and here's what we will do though. It has to also store the bag of toys. Like,
Yeah.
you're not the only thing on there. You got to fit a bag of toys on there as well.
Yeah. Okay.
in that
So
shape
that
here.
if that's the case, then that changes my answer because my original answer, I thought we were gonna use the perk too. So I was gonna pick Tombstone, shoot myself in the head once I dropped off the toys, go back to my Tombstone up top. So it's just quicker. I'm just getting out quicker. I'm just dropping
Well, that's
toys
also
off.
just that's crazy.
You dropped the presents off.
I mean, has anyone picked perk?
No one's
I'm the
picked
only
perk.
Because like this does, I guess someone could have picked it earlier if they had a better draft.
Yeah,
actually,
they would have
okay,
changed
fair
maybe
enough.
the order. So
So are you still
I'm
doing
just
Tombstone?
doming myself.
No. I was saying I was going to if the perk like mattered.
Yeah.
But if now that it doesn't, I'm gonna switch and I'm just gonna go by pure mass. I'm just gonna pick what Kyle said, which was Speed Cola. It was between that or a different one. I'm gonna go with Speed Cola. It's big, it's wide, and it's got like if you use. I'm a small guy. I think I could fit a good amount of toys on this bad boy. So I'm gonna go Speed Cola as my sleigh.
It does change things for me because I was thinking about like if abilities were in play. As a real perk.
Dude, I
with
thought
no-
I cooked with the Tombstone thing. Just drop the toys off, dome myself.
well, also that's not even how Tombstone works. You don't respawn at the Tombstone. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's not how Tombstone works.
All
What
right,
it does
well
is
then,
when you
good
die,
thing- good
you
thing
can
we're not
it
using the
leaves
perks.
leaves your stuff on the ground in the tombstone, and you can go pick it back up.
That's
So it wouldn't have even done anything for you.
Good thing.
Why did you know? Why it
just
kills himself, respawns back at the. Actually,
I
you can't even
think I
respawn in real life, so he just kills himself.
Actually, I could have just picked who's who.
No, because who's who? You still have to run towards your shit.
You still have to die,
Yeah.
and you got to
Yeah.
go to where your body died. Like,
And then you got to pick
Bro,
yourself up.
imagine
So you're actually
Dome
just taking
myself
weight.
on the roof, climb back.
if
up
you
top.
use Tombstone, you would dome yourself, and then the kids would wake up, and there's a bunch of toys and literally a
And I'm just
tombstone
sprinting to
in
my
their
sleigh.
living room.
Yeah, but if
And they're
there's
like,
I
what
gotta
is
get
that?
back to my
yeah, but
sleigh.
if there's who's who, he domes himself. Now there's just a dead body in his fucking room until he fucking
He
gets
doesn't
back
get there on time. The kids are horrified.
Yeah, no,
That's
good
the
thing.
Santa that was kissing my mom, and now he's dead.
Yeah, good thing I did not continue that trend. We're good. We're good though. We're
So
good.
what do I have left then? I have elf and I have my sleigh. Okay, let me take a look for elf.
Well, did I do two? I think I only
Oh, did you?
one.
My bad,
No,
my
you got
bad, my
back to
bad, my bad. I
backs.
forgot.
So
Okay,
you
no,
still
you're
have
good, you're
kissing
good.
your mom and your map.
Okay, so I think I can wait on my map. I think there's a lot of options out there for large areas that I can use. I'm gonna go with one that would just absolutely horrify me, and I think it would make me look. It would make me look really pretty far down on my mom. I don't know if I'd speak to her for a while. I'm gonna go with Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon kissing my mom. That would do a lot of damage to me. He's got that weird hunchback. He speaks in a weird way. He's always freaking out. I'm like, Mom, this is the best. This is the best you could. You're gonna ruin our family over Richard Nixon. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Richard Nixon kissing my mom. Jumbo, you're up.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how this guy got left on the board for so long, because what is the most important thing when you're behind on schedule? You gotta speed your elves up. You gotta say, hey, chop chop, let's get to fucking work. And who does that better and runs a type ship just patrolling and everything like that than freaking Oscar? So I'm taking Oscar as my head elf.
Gotcha. He's got no arms though, right?
He doesn't
He
need
has
arms.
They're like tools, though.
Even
So
better.
he's got tools. Yeah, I mean, I'm helping Jumba, but
Yeah,
I
even
shouldn't
better.
be. I
He's-
need a fucking draft win.
But he's got little UFOs he sends out.
Okay,
right.
so now it is back to Jay.
So I'm playing the board here because I was actually going to go with my elf, but when I look at both Richie and Kyle, who are between me and my next pick, they have both picked Rudolph and their elf, so they actually have no more special zombie picks. So I'm going to go perk machine for that reason. And I think this is not only one of the largest perk machines physically, but it looks really festive, like it fits the vibe. I'm going OG Mule Kick because
Thank
it's
God.
red and green.
God.
It's got some like red dots that kind of look like ornaments on it, and these like black lines that almost look like some sort of Christmas lights. I feel like it fits the vibe, but it's also it's pretty massive. It's a very large perk machine, and I think I could fit myself kind of on like the top where you like the perk logo is, and then the bag of toys can be on the back.
There we go. There we go. Okay, Kyle, you're back.
Thank God, Jay. I thought you were going to say something else. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm picking the best perk in the game by far. So we're picking Vulturade, the new one. Big old beak coming out. And let me tell you why.
What are you gonna sit
You
on
gonna
that?
sit on it? That's what I thought you were gonna say.
no.
I actually thought he was gonna say he was gonna sit on it.
I knew you were going to say some crazy shit. No, big old beak coming out. You want to know why? Because that big old beak's holding the bag onto the fucking sleigh so it doesn't fall off. And then I'm sitting at the bottom, baby.
Or it pokes a big hole in it, and all the
Yo,
toys
no,
fly
no,
out.
no, no. It just hold that bitch on there and it doesn't slide off. and
There's
then we're all
some metal
Gucci.
wings that could slice the
And-
bag open. You
And
know?
metal wings. Hey, metal wings could be holding on to that bag too. I'll let you know. We're all safe there. We're all safe.
I like to envision
Okay.
Kyle sitting on the beak.
With like a harness.
You would
or,
like that.
Fucking. All right. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
All
Anyway,
right, Rich.
I'm super sad that he took Mule Kick because that is what I was going to take. But I do have another perk in mind because, in my opinion, it has even more festivities, more lights, and she's got some wide fucking hips. I'm going with my perk machine, and that's going to be Stamina Up.
Solid pick. Solid pick. Little
Not a
narrow.
lot of space on there. You
Little
think you're
narrow.
good?
Low key.
There's definitely a lot of space.
Stamina Up's
I'm looking
wide.
at a picture right now. Plenty of
Up's wide.
space. Stop trying to ruin my fucking draft. bro.
I wanted. You know what I'm doing is I'm asking the questions the
long.
media are gonna ask you,
And why?
and I just want to make sure that you thought of it. And you know what? You know what you did? You thought of it. So good on you.
Good on you, bro.
Now,
Do you have your second one?
yeah, so for my last
Okay.
pick, there are two people here that I really have in mind. Oh, this is a
This
fucking
is
tough
kissing your
one.
mom, right?
Yeah, this is kissing my mother. So you walk downstairs and this making out with my mom, and there's Santa. Which
This
one
is
would
Santa
most-
Claus.
Now, because I have two really good options here, I think I'm gonna go with one that I just love the most. It's gonna be, oh fuck. It's I can't pull the trigger on it. I'm just gonna go with Nikolai, drunk OG Nikolai, drunk Nikolai.
Just a drunk Nikolai just making out with your
That's
mom.
what you went. You did go. What was the other one, bro?
You
I'll
still
tell
have
you
to
guys-
pick, so maybe he'll say
Yeah,
after.
I'll say it after you pick.
All right, for mine, I just think this would be fucking hilarious. Number one, and number two, he's like hella old now, so I mean, it would just be even more funny. I'm picking Danny Trejo because I just be like, "What the fuck, mom?" And
Machete.
picturing Danny Trejo as Santa is just actually hilarious in my mind.
Yeah, he's wearing the suit.
He's
I
fucking
didn't even
wearing
think
the
about
full
that fact.
suit.
I didn't even think about Richard Nixon wearing a Santa.
Yeah, remember, there's Santa Claus.
I
They're
was wondering why.
wearing the suit.
I thought Wyatt was gonna pick Fidel Castro. I thought that would be more
No,
he
horrifying.
does
That's a
like
good
Fidel.
pick.
He's been picking Fidel a
Full
lot.
He's in the full suit, bro.
We have
Yeah.
no more picks for Santa, right? Making out with our moms.
No.
Everybody's picked
No.
kissing your mom.
Everybody's
Okay,
picked it.
my second one that I was really wrestling with was fucking Russ Man.
I almost did Russ Man
Man.
too.
Yeah.
I almost did
Russ
Robert
Man.
England too.
Rustman was my first thought before I did JFK.
The thing with Russ Man though is last time I drafted him, I think I got like one vote. And I was
Well,
like, I don't
you
know if I
picked
can
him to
do
be
this
your
again.
running back, bro.
Yeah, but
he's the oldest dude in the game.
He's Jerome the Bus Bettis, bro. He was about to pound the rock.
Yeah, he's
in.
older than
Nobody
current
understa-
Jerome
nobody
Bettis. That's
understands
the
me.
crazy part.
Nobody gets me. Okay, Jay, you're up.
All right, I've got to go with my head elf, and it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of great options here, to be honest. It feels like a lot of these, I just don't feel like they have the leadership qualities to be a head elf, but there is one that is left over, and he's very demanding on this map. I'm going with Zombified from Call of the Dead, George A. Romero, to be my head elf.
was the-
When he walks around the map, he's yelling stuff at you. He's trying to tell you what to do and how to live your life. I feel like he'd be able to get the job done. You know, he's
but-
led a set of actors. I feel like when the pressure was on to get a movie done, Zombified George Romero would have the ability to execute the toy deliveries when it comes to getting
Makes
it done.
sense.
The problem with your guys' head elves here is I've noticed that your head elves can cause a fuck ton of destruction if they are pissed off.
That's what you need.
But
though.
that might have to be what's needed to get these toys done on time. Quite
Light a
frankly,
fire.
You know.
Light a fire into
It's
those elves.
Q4. We need this shit done right now. You know what I mean?
Let's
Like,
also
okay,
not
I get
act
it.
like Richie. There's not an evil version of Klaus on Reckoning that could also destroy a whole lot of
A lot
stuff.
of
too.
destruction.
I didn't
just
pick,
gotta keep
I
him
didn't
happy.
pick evil Klaus.
You didn't pick that version of Klaus, but the version of Klaus you did pick also walks around with a gun.
So he's kind of
And
also
it's a little
ruling with an iron
intimidating
fist.
on
That's not.
Christmas.
That's yeah, but
That's
that's not
more
damaging
intimidating than
merchandise.
like a light from a movie set.
He's just capping the shitty elves.
I think Richie's elves are not actually working under like the love
they're
of
scared.
Christmas. They're working under fear. They are terrified for their lives as this robot overlord will murder them
I mean,
if they
he
don't
asked
get their
which
job done.
he asked which zombie he could enslave the most. It sounded like he was going to that. He's like, which zombie's the most like small but like fast, and I could just like really beat down. Kind of that's where his question earlier was kind of seemed like it was
But we
going.
chose head elf. We didn't choose a horde of special zombies.
Yeah, I just your intentions.
There's no more elf picks. What were you gonna pick if it was like every elf was the special zombie?
Oh, I would have picked the space monkeys.
Yeah.
That's actually
enslaving a
ballsy.
bunch of monkeys up in space.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was gonna
That
say
or
too.
the denizens as like
The
the
only
elves.
the thing I worry about with you, Richie, is like it's hard. Like the elves are no longer working under the guise of the magic of Christmas when they know their head elf has the steel on his hip.
He's a
Like
robot.
yeah, it's just different
With a
you know,
gun.
like-
It's
I
Q4.
just picture, I just
You
picture
haven't met
Richie.
your
He's like,
quota.
Klaus, get him.
yeah.
Just
You don't meet
kneecaps
your
an elf. He's
quota,
like,
you're
oh,
fucking done.
fuck.
yeah. Okay, Jumba.
Yeah, so I don't think that when it comes to perk machines, you guys are thinking about a few things. One, you're sitting on that for a while, so you gotta want to sit on it, right? You gotta want to be flying through. Kyle, I guess, kind of was thinking about that by sitting on the beak. But anyways,
I kind of thought of mine because mine has a little circle on the top of mule kick that I'm gonna say.
okay, there's that. Also, too, I don't think you thought about how much when it's flying over. Jay said like it's festive, but people looking up and going, "That's cool. What the fuck is that?" Right? And so like I feel like there was a lot of just rectangle machines being chosen here, and so for that reason, what is more badass than if I were flying around on the mythical goddess Danu? And so I'm gonna take the Danu temple statue from Black Ops 4.
Hold on, that's not a perk
I
machine though.
can't take that machine, but like that's a
No,
perk.
because that could be any perk machine that goes in the statue.
No, don't do this to me.
No,
Don't do
I
this
think that's
to me.
allowed. I
We
think
let him
that's
have-
allowed.
you gotta
Don't
let him
do
have
this
it.
to me.
Gotta let him have
I'm
it.
with Jay. Nah, it's got to be a standalone.
It's not a perk
machine.
machine though. Like it is, but the perk
Well-
machine, you know what I mean? Like the perk machines are the Perca-Cola is what we're drinking out of.
But it also doesn't change if it's a different perk on it, right? So it's
It
like
still
it
looks
is
the
one
same.
standalone thing.
It changes the logo on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Still the same thing though.
I'm with Jay. I don't think we
Shit.
let him have it.
I don't know what to do. It's two decision here.
Well, no, it's 3v2
Well,
because
like,
No,
if
because
you
Jumbo
want
doesn't
it,
count.
like, I
Oh,
can't.
he picked
I-
it. Hold on. Let's flip a coin.
Oh,
Okay.
we'll
Call
flip
it,
a
Jumbo.
coin.
All
Flip a
right,
coin.
tails.
Never fails.
It's heads.
Yes.
Okay, you got to
Give me
pick
a
a new
quick
one.
second.
Oh, you gotta pick
Give
a
me a quick
perk, pick a
second.
perk.
Give me a quick second.
Tails always fails.
We have a great democracy running on this show.
We do survivor voting style for other things. We flip coins on Google.
Dude,
I didn't even flip a real
I also
coin.
like. Do you guys? Danu's like it's the woman statue too. So I was gonna be riding around
I
with this
know.
mythical goddess statue. It's crazy.
Yeah. People are going to be like, damn,
I'm
he
being
pulls.
nerfed. Being nerfed.
Damn, he pulls.
Now I got to look at these machines and which one that fits everything that I just said. I can't just
None
shit
of
on
them.
everyone and then do that. We're not going efficiency at all here. We're getting a thin ass machine. I'm a flying on PHT because it has the lights.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
respect that.
Okay. There we
I
go.
respect the shit out of that.
There we go. Now,
Oh fuck! There
this
actually
might,
is another good one. Whatever, I'll leave it.
so this is going to be my question, and this might be banned similar to Jumba's. There was a map. My final pick is my map, where my factory is going to be held, my North Pole. This map is technically remade, but it does have new perks. Does that count?
I don't even know what that means.
Wait, say that again. Yeah, I didn't really.
What?
Even,
I was
Map.
going to pick the giant.
what did you?
You can pick. You
Okay.
can pick the giant.
Yeah,
I can pick the
it
giant.
does have
Yeah.
it does have snow on it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then
So
I'm going
does-
to go with
so
the
does Doritos.
giant. Yeah, I'm going to pick that. And I feel like I got a lot of factory space. And it kind of has the vibe that I want my factory to fit. I don't
Death.
want people like joyous and happy over there. Like we have a deadline to meet.
No one.
It's
like,
gonna be-
like things need to get done here.
There is another
And,
story.
Jumbo, hold on. Before
Yeah,
you do
go
that, you know, like in movies where kids like go to the North Pole, they're gonna show up to Wyatt's North Pole, and there's gonna be literal Nazi flags like everywhere.
Maybe like the polar is it? I'm gonna the Polar Express
Santa's
is
a
gonna come
Nazi?
through, and they're gonna think it's gonna be magic and whimsy, and instead it's gonna be hard work. It's gonna be hard work, no breaks, very few time in between when you go to sleep and come back to work the next day. But guess what? Is your present under the tree? Yeah, it is. So you better say thank you. And that is why the giant is
to the
my North
Nazis.
Pole.
Okay.
Giant works. Hey, you can move around fast around the map.
Yeah,
true.
3 teleporters.
you can teleport.
3
Yeah,
teleporters.
there it is.
Yeah.
And that
What
was
were you
my
gonna
final.
say,
That's
though? You
actually
got another
super
map?
efficient. You have separate workstations, and then you just teleport in mass. All right, no
Yeah.
fucking that.
No
Yeah,
fucking
there's a
around.
snow map none
Yeah.
of us went with. And I mean, like, what a great North Pole would have been, just working in the trenches of
Origins. I did think of Origins. I
Origins.
was like, that would suck ass.
Terrible.
Big ass
Terrible.
map too.
Just like, hey, get working on the toys. There's a fucking war above us. That plane just fell in the sky.
You have some
Like,
fucking
damn, they
elves
really
that
take
don't.
toy making seriously around here.
You have some fucking elves that aren't in line. You put them under where the fucking boot's gonna drop. Yeah.
Crush 'em.
There's set ones just constantly cranking the power just to keep it.
That sounds like somewhere Richie would want to do his shit. Klaus is patrolling the mud, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now is that everybody? Is that
That's
everybody?
everybody. We are done.
All right, there it is. Now, Rich, you were the first pick. Run through your draft real quick, and then we'll go through everybody else's.
Okay, yes. So, my first pick, because I had the 101, I chose Call of the Dead as my North Pole map. I think that's a pretty solid map. There is a lot of open space, contrary to what you guys are saying. And the nice little hub is, we have a lighthouse. That's pretty sick. That's where everybody gets to hang out. And don't forget, they do have the little vault there, too. That's where, like, the after party happens a lot, too. And then for my second pick, who is going to be my head elf? I chose Strapped Klaus because he's going to be delegating orders, right? And if you point at something, you say, hey, Klaus, get this shit done. Guess what? It gets done. You need that in a head elf. All right. And then the next pick I had is who's going to be my Rudolph? The reason that I chose this because I went with the Hellhound. You need somebody who's fucking hyped. Right? You need a special zombie that's going to be getting shit done. And you know what? Rudolph, he had a glowing red nose. Well, the Hellhounds have glowing red eyes, okay? My Hellhound, which is Kyle's brother-in-law, is getting shit done that night. Fuck some fog. And then my fourth pick, the Perk Machine Sleigh, I chose Stamina because it's very festive. Still has a nice, some wide hips, so I'm packing all those toys in there. And my last pick, I went with kissing my mother as Santa Claus. Who would I be? Horrified. I chose OG Nikolai, Ultimus Nikolai, because how many wives has he had? Mother, what are you doing? He's drunk. I can smell him from my bedroom. I woke up because I smelled vodka. Okay, there's a problem here.
Good.
And I think we need to have a family sit down and talk about this.
Broken home. Kyle, you were up next.
Much like Richie's, I also have a lighthouse. Pretty sick, we can have parties in there, real nice. But also, my place has a nice little laboratory where the shit actually gets done at, unlike Richie's place that does not have a laboratory.
It definitely does.
Richie has 4 people trapped away in a room.
Yeah, 4 people trapped away in a
They're working down there, Kyle. What the fuck? Yeah, they're working.
But like ours got a whole facility up there. Looks pretty good, looks nice, clean to the outside. So when people come to visit, just looks a little more coordinated. Then for my Rudolph, I took the Disciple, big glowing red man. You can't go past that. I mean, he already flies. And he's already a natural born leader. He summons other zombies when he's around, so he's got plenty of people following him already. So I think he's a great Rudolph we got there. Then we went to our head elf. I took Brutus. Brutus runs a tight ship. He's run a prison for God knows how long. I'm pretty sure he could run all the elves into making sure we get gifts there on time, get things done. Then we went with our sleigh. I went with Vulturade. Got a big beak on the back to hold the stuff in place, and it's got wings on the side. Make sure that shit don't fall off. Not for me to sit on.
He's sitting on the beak. Debatable.
And then lastly, kissing my mom as Santa. I just think it's hilarious to think of Danny Trejo as fucking Santa Claus in the outfit. Walking downstairs and be like,
I like how
Mom,
the prompt
Danny
is
Trejo!
which one horrifies you, and Kyle's like, I think that's funny as hell.
It would be shocking.
It would be. All right. So for mine, at the 103, I got Dreisendrach for my North Pole map. I thought that was the clear, like, top map option. So I felt like that was great value at the 103. Then at the 203 for Kissing My Mom, I did my whole explanation earlier. I'm going John F. Kennedy. If he was alive today, first off, he'd be 107. What happened 64 years ago when, he was allegedly murdered? Was it all a cover-up so that he could become Santa Claus? There would be a deep conspiracy that I would have to try to unveil, and it'd have to be all on my lonesome because nobody would believe me that a dead president from 60 years ago secretly became Santa Claus to make out my mother. I mean, that's just the most ridiculous thing you ever hear.
Reason.
That's the only reason he became Santa. He doesn't care about delivering gifts to the kids. So anyway, that'd be a little that would horrify me truly if I saw John F. Kennedy. Then at the third round for my Rudolph, once again, it's a foggy night. Rudolph's got the red nose. He's got to lead you through the fog. I went with the Avogadro. Can't miss him. I mean, that guy, we're not even worried about fog when we've got him leading the way because he is just literally just light. That's all he is. He's electricity and light. For my perk sleigh machine, I went with the OG mule kick, red and green, festive colors, good, girth in the back, a nice little circular thing at the top that I can sit on, that can just be my sort of bar stool seat, and then the back can hold the toys. And then for my head elf, we've got George A. Romero from Call of the Dead. He knows how to lead a movie set, so I feel like he can get the job done when it comes to getting these elves, on time to get these toys out. He knows what it's like to meet deadlines and have to deal with budget and all this kind of stuff, work with all these different departments. He's done it before on movie sets, so why can't he do it in the North Pole? I think he can get it done.
Jumba.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, this draft, what I'm trying to do with it, to be very clear, is that I don't just want to be another Santa Claus. I want to go down in the history books as the Santa Claus. Okay?
Yeah,
and so for that reason, I moved the North Pole to Mars, Astra Malor, because that's just a talking point in itself. And then from there, this just goes to the side for a sec. Terrified if this Santa was kissing my mom. This guy's not the Santa Claus. He's on the bottom of the pole. Stuhlinger. That's the creep. This guy almost stole or ruined Christmas because kids would be terrified of him. So that's what I went that. Back to why I'm the GOAT. I picked the Abomination. Reindeers on steroids, basically. Rudolph on steroids, lighting up the skies, and just also help fighting intergalactic warfare, because that's what I do. My head elf is going to be Oscar, because he really speeds up the crew. He's always patrolling. He's always watching. He says some weird stuff, like he just speaks to himself, but that doesn't matter, because when time are tough, he gets everyone working. And then finally, I'm flying around on PhD Flopper, because that machine just looks baller. That machine just looks baller. Just sick. Now, people are saying, what's the functionality? Where are you getting the toys to all sit? Well, that's the Christmas magic about it, right? You think all those toys fit in a sack? No, it's a magic sack.
Kyle knows a lot about magic sacks.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to make the joke.
So then that rounds it out with me. I was the last pick. I kicked it off with my Rudolph. I went with the Valkyrie drone from I'm blanking on the name. Gorod Krovi. Went with the Valkyrie drone from Gorod Krovi. It's already got a red nose. It lights up. It already knows how to fly. It's got a beam just in case things get a little hairy. So we've got all of that already into one big drone, and I think the flying thing is really what sold me on it. Then I went with my head elf. I went with Arthur from Buried, because all I got to do is give him a blueprint. I show him what it is. He grabs all the parts himself, and he goes out there and he gets it done. And what better for the rest of your elves to see than a lead by example kind of guy? He gets down there and he does the dirty work. He can go shake hands with the president of the company, or he could be down on the floor building toys with everybody else. Really galvanizes the whole group. So I went with Arthur from
Doesn't he have
Buried.
to be drunk, though? Doesn't he have to be drunk, though?
It's the holidays.
That's just PEDs, bro. That's just PEDs for him, It's just PEDs.
Or candy. Yeah. And, the holidays have a lot of candy. So, that's always great, too.
All we know, though, is when White's pissed on him, he's just going to fucking shoot him.
Yeah. And then, he goes to his little cage, and then I'm like, hey, we messed up. And he's like, yeah, we did. Did you learn? And he'll say yes, and then we'll go on from there.
This is going
guy that he wants to see.
foul, bro.
What happened?
This is going in his yearly eval.
Yeah, it will.
Anytime he gets out of line, hey, I'm fucking documenting this shit, bro.
Yeah. Did you dropping your controller and getting him to kill it and then blaming him? Did that go in his yearly eval too?
Well, I had mentioned that was my fault, but he had gotten me to the point of already not liking him that day. So I did talk about that stuff that he did beforehand. So there was that. So then we move on into our perk machine sleigh. I went with the biggest mass. I just went with the speed cola machine. It's real wide. It's got a lot of space on the back. I can kind of, if I need to, I can bring another elf with me just in case I need some extra help and fit the bag in there. Then for kissing my mom as Santa Claus, I went with Richard Nixon. Did Watergate mean nothing to you, Mom? That really bothers me. I can't believe you do that. And then lastly, I went with my North Pole. I did the giant. It's snowy, but it's also very menacing, and that's what I want in my factory. I want people working hard. I'm cracking the whip around here. We're getting presents under trees. And ladies and gents, those are all the drafts. That is it. You can go vote if you're in the Discord, and if you're not in the Discord, it is super easy to join. You click the link down below. You go into the cast your vote section, and you get to vote on who you think is the winner. Also, if you feel like we missed something, don't be afraid to say, hey, how did you guys not draft this? Because there's probably plenty of options that we've missed. There's been plenty of options in the past that we've missed. It's always something that happens, but you can always send in a voicemail if you want to voice your opinions as well. Boys and girls, that is the draft. That is it. How are we feeling, fellas? How are we feeling about these drafts?
So I just want to point out one thing. This means that 2026 is going to be a year of growth. We had a dedicated drafts section about mothers, and I did not make one mother joke. That is fucking gross.
That's
Much better than the last. Much better than the last
2026, a new leaf.
This shit's my fucking year, bro. My year.
It's Richie's
Richie's
year.
gonna win this draft right here.
That's big.
This is the win.
draft of growth.
This is the win. That's
The
big.
draft of growth.
I love it. All right. Well, ladies and gents, the show is not over. We're going to send it on down to the voicemails from all of our listeners and then send you guys on the rest of your week into the brand new year. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gents, let's get into it here. We've got the draft. Or sorry, not the draft. We got the voicemails. First one comes from Joe. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Come on, man.
I know.
What's up, boys? I was wondering, what Easter egg would you bet your life on? Like, if you actually had to, like, run around yourself and beat the Easter egg, that you could do, either as a squad or as an individual. Also, Wyatt, I would listen to a 4-hour episode if that meant I got to hear Brian saying some crazy shit about zombies. I think it'd be hilarious.
No.
Maybe we could just
Never.
leave it in there next time. I don't know.
No.
See ya.
Yeah, no. After Jay and Brian's last debate, Brian, not only will Brian
Can I
never
say,
be on
though-
the show, we may have to stop talking about him.
No.
That whole debate was impossible though because it was over voicemails. So it's like it's gonna take a month for that to happen. And also Brian sucks at debating. But no, we're not gonna have Brian on this podcast for as long as I am here. If I get kicked off this show, then we can have Brian on. You can have Brian on.
I'm going to say, even if for whatever reason Jay was kicked off the show, Brian still wouldn't make an appearance.
Brian's
He
needs
just
to be
wouldn't.
a myth. He needs to be a myth. He needs to be the guy that left us to make bone broth.
But
Yeah.
I will say this, that I have talked to Brian since obviously that last time we discussed him. And I do know, because we were talking like, is he smart? Like, is he truly baiting us, or is he just fucking dumb? I have an answer, but I'm not going to share it with you because I had a discussion with him about this actually, and I'm just going to leave it up for interpretation. That's
to
all
me,
I
the
want
answer
to
is
do.
both. Like I said, I
It
think
has to be a
sometimes
little bit of both.
I think a lot of times he accidentally stumbles himself into a take and then feels like he has to defend it.
Now, when it comes to the Easter egg that you had to do, I'm gonna change this. We have to do it solo, and you can't fail a step. Otherwise, gun to your head, boom, you're blown up, you're dead. Which Easter egg could you do?
Mine's pretty easy
Grease.
at this point. For me, it's either Oh, I guess like Doris is there, but mine's either 9 or mostly
We
Ashes.
can't count Doris.
I feel like you'd have to take Doris out, but Ashes, like I did that one so much recently that I still remember it all. 9, which is the other one I ran a ton, I don't even remember as much at this point.
I think I would go with Moon because I think that's the only one I've ever actually done solo.
Let me say, you picking Moon is a ballsy pick because Moon solo blows when you have to
So-
make sure
so
the
much RNG.
excavators
Yeah.
don't block shit.
That's
Because
that
if
took
they
me a while to
do-
figure out.
Like that's the one, honestly. And I heard I watched some like ranking video recently. They didn't like Moon, and I was like, well, hold on. They had it like they ranked every COD Zombies map ever, all games, and it was like in the 40s. And you know, for us, like Moon is up there. And their explanation was they usually play solo, and when those excavators block stuff, like you're just screwed. Like there is no way to get around it really.
Yeah.
When the excavators have completely blocked off both tunnels, if that happens, your game is basically over. And so
You have to be really fluid. Like the second you hear the excavator thing, you immediately just have to just go handle it. Because if you don't,
yeah.
it's going to ruin your game like every
Yeah.
single time, which sometimes you can't because if it's mid round, then that's just not good. But yeah, I think I could do Moon. I think the obvious answer could just be like Ascension because it's the easiest one, but I'll go with Moon.
But
I think I could
dude,
do
think
Moon.
about Ascension, how much box luck you would need solo.
Yeah, all the BO1 was so much box luck.
Yeah. I
You
was
have one,
tempted to
Kyle?
say Origins, but there's this one step where it's not hard when you have teammates because you have to go into the robot head and then you got to come out and throw the G strikes to open up that thing outside the map so that all the what's it called? What's the robot thing? Or not the robot, the boss guy that runs around the map.
Oh,
Panzer?
the Panzer.
The Panzer, yeah. All the Panzers come out of the hole underneath. And when you do that with a teammate, I can just go in on any of the robots and then just tell you when I push it and then you throw the G-Strike. When you're solo, you have to wait for the middle robot to have the open foot. And then it's like a very specific timing. And when I did it, I did beat it solo eventually, but it took me so many tries to get that stupid thing to work because old like BO2 Origins is just so specific about where the G-Strike has to be. So I'm not going to say the G-Strike. I think I would say, and the tough part is some of these boss fights, like I'm scared if I died. Because, you know, if you pick a hard boss fight, like that's kind of tough. So I think I would go Zetsubo. Zetsubo's boss fight is easy, and I
Yeah.
could do that Easter egg very easily by myself.
That was
I did do it by myself.
Yeah, with the Ashes boss fight being nerfed, I'm like, that's why I was like, yeah, this shit's easy now. Could do
Yeah.
that, no problem.
Kyle, did you have one?
Trying to think, but
Me and you
I think if
absolutely
I-
killed it in Void to Despair.
I mean,
Yeah, those fucking that first clock step, like when you guys really had that.
If
one
you ever
nailed
want to
down.
know how badly our group is at just organizing anything, it was me and Kyle on that Easter egg run. It's just
I think if
By
I
the
could
seat of
do
our
any
pants.
of them solo, like by myself, if I had the best chance, because I'm fucking uncoordinated as fuck, but I think to have the best chance for me to be able to do it solo, I think I could do Shadows of Evil.
Shadows of Evil can't even
Wow.
complete solo.
Shadows
You're
is
dead,
tough because
bro.
you're not even actually 100% able to do it. Once you defeat the
Not-
Shadow Man, the Infinite Margwa step won't happen if you're solo.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have 4 players.
there's a
'Cause remember
modded
a lot of-
version, I think, on that you can do it solo.
The modded version, I don't know if they even. I don't think it does the Infinite Margwa step. I think you just beat it when you
You
kill
just
the
beat
Shadow
it?
Man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, in that
But-
case, then yeah, I could definitely do that.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's the modded version, though.
Like
You got to pick a real one because a lot
They're
of these
like-
you
Alright,
do have
a
to
real,
have
a
four.
real one that I think I could do. Hold on, let me
gun to
think.
Kyle's
Hold on.
head, he starts up Shadows. Everyone's like, no, he's dead. he
He's
doesn't
dead.
know he's fucking
They
dead.
shoot
He
him
doesn't
before he even
know he's
starts.
fucking dead. Oh, let me see.
Rich, while he looks, did you have one?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I always did this Easter egg by myself when it first came out. So I think gun to my head, I have to do it, and I can't fuck up any of the steps at all. I'm going with Call of the Dead.
Oh yeah,
All Dead is pretty easy.
that one
That may
step
seem
inside
like
the
a bitch
lighthouse
pick,
is
but-
annoying.
I mean,
The one where you got to get the human to walk in and get sucked up in the light.
It's like you got to flip the switches in a certain order or whatever
yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
let's
the
do
dials
this.
on the
Let's make a
walls.
video about this. gun to our heads. We all have to
Yeah,
fit
gun
in
to
there.
head. I was gonna say like that's actually a good idea.
Oh. Yeah, I figured it. Okay.
Okay, go.
What is
I do Liberty Falls probably fucking
Nah,
blindfolded.
This guy.
That shit's
Little
fucking
baby.
That's a
easy.
He's a little
bitch.
Oh,
That's a
Liberty
bitch
Falls,
pick.
I could do fucking blindfolded.
Okay,
That
here's a
shit's
question though. Here's
easy.
let's throw this out there. You're not allowed to look up a guide.
Oh shit.
Can you do it?
I'm getting murked.
No.
If we do no guides, I don't think I could do Zetspo like right now off the top of my head.
If we do no
Yeah,
guides,
if we
I
did-
think I might just shoot myself in the head because I'm just dead.
The only
I think the only one I could do
You're
no
just
guide.
stalling. You're on round 100. Yeah, I'm gonna get started any minute here now, guys.
That's
Yeah.
why the only two I picked are the ones I could do no guide. I was thinking no guide the whole time. I
Yeah.
can't do.
The only
one
There's
I
not
could
very
do
many I
no
could do no
guide.
guide, but 9 in Ashes I absolutely could. Well,
If we
even
change
9,
this
like I
to
said,
no
I don't
guide, I could do the tomb.
know. Yeah.
If we do no guide, I'd be
that
like,
shit's
can I do
easy.
Nocturne Toad? And I just knife the radio. Like, did it.
I'd hit,
He goes to Kino and turns on the music.
hit
Honestly, though,
square
if
on the
you do-
brick.
No guide.
Yeah.
If you can like vaguely remember almost all of BO6 and BO7 steps,
probably
they
the
do
easiest,
give you
yeah.
like a lot of very obvious hints
Yeah.
or like straight up tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Like think about like Reckoning. Like if you can kind of generally know like how to upgrade the Gorg effects, Reckoning just sort of tells you how to do the boss fight once, or not the boss fight, the Easter egg once you build Uber Klaus.
Yeah,
Or
I didn't know we were
Klaus.
answering this with guide knowledge. Do you guys think I went straight to like the biggest map in the game with guide?
You know what? Actually, if we weren't going like the tomb, I could do Terminus no guide right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody put a
Jumba
gun
knows
to his
because he
head
and I
right
did
now.
that shit.
Yeah.
He and I did that shit as a duo, and then he lagged out.
Yeah.
Kyle, did you pick yours?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
said.
Yeah, he did.
yeah.
And then I just said
If
you
I
could
could
do no
do,
guide,
if I could do with a guide, yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be Liberty Falls.
Liberty Balls,
Do
Liberty
Liberty
Balls.
Balls. I could do
Okay.
that shit blindfolded. But like, if I
Yeah,
had
but
to
you
do
won't
with a
you won't
guide,
gain people's
with a
respect. You won't
Well,
gain
yeah.
people's respect though, you know, Kyle? Like people are like, wow,
but
He'll be
without
alive.
a guide,
Back, bitch.
without a guide, I think there's only one I could do, and it would probably be what's the one where you have to make it to round 100?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
what
what, you mean
150?
round 150?
Yeah,
classified?
classified.
Classified.
Classified. I could do that.
But could you get to round 150 on BO4?
hey, no guide, bro. I don't need a guide.
You
I
don't,
just
yeah, but
fucking
you
run
have
it.
to
die,
get
though.
there.
He just has to know the
I just have to
you
live.
just need to know the thing strat. The what's it called? The
I'm a
the shield
fucking
strat.
But he's got no
boy.
guide, so he doesn't know
game
the
crash.
strat.
Do you know
He
the-
doesn't
do you know the
I have
shield
no
strat?
Fuck
Oh,
no.
fuck,
But
okay.
I bet you I
It's
make
not
one
very
bigger.
difficult, but
He's
yeah,
done
you're
for.
screwed.
Kyle's dead.
The game crashes on 130. They just shoot him.
All right.
All right. Next one comes from heart emoji.
Hey guys, I just want to come on here and talk about the boss fight nerf. I thought I was getting pulled over while recording my last one, but we're good.
I think, wait, didn't
In
you
the
send
last
one?
pod, there's a
and
guy
there's
talking
nothing?
about how he.
What happened?
Wasn't this one that we got sent last time, and then it was just silence? Is that what
No,
happened?
yeah.
that was a different guy. No, that was a different guy, I
It
think.
might have been. I don't
I don't
remember.
know. Anyway.
Agree with the boss fight nerf, and I just want to say I completely disagree with everything he said. This 90%, 10% statistic that 90% of people are casuals, 10% are like the OGs. This has always been a statistic since World at War. I mean, it's like that from multiplayer, Warzone, zombies. It doesn't matter. But the thing, it's so prevalent now because we're actually catering towards these casuals. And I mean, that's why the boss fight was nerfed, which is stupid in my opinion, because in World at War to BO3, right, these people would come home for an hour or two and they would get to round 5 and die off. But since it's only a 5-minute game, they'd go back in, they'd get better. And they eventually did get better. But now the casuals that just hopped on Modern Zombies, they get to round 20 and it's a 30-minute game. But since they can only play for an hour, they're like, oh shit, I'm not gonna play another one. I'm gonna go play a different game, or I'm gonna go play multiplayer. So we're catering to a boss fight for these people that I guarantee don't even fucking know what an Easter egg is. They don't even know that there's a boss fight. They probably don't even know that there's a fucking wonder weapon on the map. And most of these people don't even know how to set up the map in the first place. They just want to go in, shoot zombies, and call it a day. So more than likely, they're just going to be playing fucking survival as it is. So why are we catering to these people that don't even know what an Easter egg is?
Part 2.
And, you know, for the casuals that actually do know what the Easter eggs are, which is, I guarantee, like probably 20% of the casual community, the 70% of the 90% don't even know what the Easter egg is. But say the 20% of casuals that do know what an Easter egg is, right? They are going to go play directed. So they're already going to do it anyways. And the whole point of directed is to help you get an understanding of how the Easter egg works so you can go do it in standard, which is bullshit because I don't know if you guys played directed on Ash of the Damned at least, but the keys are not in the fog. They're at the POIs. So if you were to go do like you played the Easter egg in directed and then go did it on standard, you'd be stuck. If you're a casual player, you're dead because you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. So you have to pull up a Noah J guide. You have to pull up a fucking Raffle Waffles guide. So directed mode straight up lying to you. And then on top of that, these casual players just default are already good. So the round 15 cap on directed mode is enough for them. And then when they go hop into standard and they're like on round 25, the zombies hit harder, they run faster, they have more health, so that they can't even stay alive. So we're catering to the people that straight up will never get to the boss fight on standard. They just genuinely won't. And if they do, they're dead every time. So why, don't even nerf something that the 90% aren't even going to get to? This might sound just kind of dumb, but I don't know. I hate the boss fight nerf.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he said all the things that we would have already said and discussed like multiple times. The one point that I really liked that he brought up was back in the day, I do remember when I wasn't good back in World at War playing Nocturne and Toten, and when I would die all the time on 6, 7, 8, 9, you did get right back into the game. Like you did just go back into the game and you did try and like, did you, I heard.
Yeah, I was fighting it.
But I did get back into the game and we would play multiple times in a night because it didn't take that long. So his point about like now with the casuals playing, you have an hour to play. You already naturally are going to get to round 15, 20. If you're even semi-decent at any shooter game playing zombies, that takes up a lot more time than it used to. And then it eliminates you getting any better because the rounds where it actually matters, where things are actually more difficult, take like they're going to take way longer to get to, and you just don't get that muscle memory. You don't get that same skill like crescendo that you normally would in a World at War, Black Ops 1, or Black Ops 2. Because there was a lot of games where you die on round 10, you look at the clock, 15 minutes went by, you're like, shit. And then you got to get back in there and learn how to do it. Whereas, you know, like he said in his point, when you're getting to around 15, 20 after 45 minutes, but then, you know, you're just playing an arcade game for a while. It just doesn't really add to anything. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything else to add on it. I know we've talked about it so many times. I think there was the news that they brought it back to the full level in the cursed mode. I didn't even know that about directed mode, though, where like they're just lying to you about the steps, which I don't like that at all. You should keep the steps the same. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Did he say at the beginning, I disagree or I agree? Like,
he disagreed with the other guy who sent the voicemail last time that disagreed with us. Because there was that guy, remember I asked for people to like, if you like the boss fight nerf. Yeah.
Okay, fair. I was like so confused because at first it was like, here we go. And then after he said everything that we kind of like were on about, and I was like confused. But fair enough. Yeah, not much to say other than like, and even if that is a number I've never seen, I feel like there had to be at least more casual people trying this one for how many complaints. Like it was even if it was a minority, it was still a very loud minority. But aside from that, like I do agree with everything else. It's kind of what we all said.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it would be interesting just to see like what the completion numbers actually look like these days, because there was that podcast before BO6 where they said it was like historically 1 to 5% of zombies player or of people that own Call of Duty games were doing Easter eggs. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, is what if that number is like 30% or something crazy now, then like, hey, maybe, you know, keep doing what you're doing. I guess it's working, but I don't know. I'd be interested to see that number. The one thing I will add is I want to shout out this YouTuber. His name is Cambrodia. Really super small YouTuber. Started recently. He made a video 2 weeks ago called COD Zombies Has Lost Its Identity. And he talks about, and legit, it's a 56-minute video. And I watched the entire thing. And it gave me nostalgia for COD Zombies because he starts going through all of every single individual map that came out from World at War, BO1, BO2, all the OGs, and like talks about his childhood and going through those and what he was feeling when like those maps happened. And like it brought me back to those like moments and time periods. And the only thing that like really stuck with me, and Wyatt, I brought this up to you the other day, is when he starts talking about transit and die rise. And listen, we critique those maps all the time, right? Like not Richie, but and I guess Wyatt now die rise, but we hate on those maps, we critique them. But the one thing that I will forever miss from that era of zombies, and those maps are like the pinnacle representation of that, is that the developers had a very different opinion of how they wanted zombies to be played than they do now. Because back then they were like, dude, these guys that are playing our game, they're sitting on that catwalk at Derice and they're just camping their ass off. So what do? Like in BO1, they add George Romero to make so you can't camp anymore. You got to run around. Because if there was no George Romero, you could go sit up on top of the lighthouse and probably camp forever. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden in the next game, they're like, all right, these guys, they figured out how to train. What do? Screw them. We had denizens in the fog. We had this bus that you got to take because if you don't, you're going to miss it going to the next area. We had this map like Die Rise that has like no training space. And if you make one wrong step, you could fall off the map and die. Oh, PhD would be a good addition on this map? No, we're taking that off because we know that you would want it and it would make life easier. And I miss the devs back then having the thought of like, they wanted to push the boundaries in different ways, and some of those ways was making shit harder. Yeah, like they wanted to make the player learn how to do different things. And some maps eventually, like not every map was hard in the future. You know what I mean? Like Buried is still by Zelensky, the guy who made all of those maps. And Buried is much easier than a lot of those maps. And he also made Kino. I think Kino is one of the easiest maps of all time. But then he like, you know, like they had both. They had the easy stuff, they had the hard stuff, and they had like that sort of thought process of like, how do we challenge our players instead of just giving them a good map, a good experience, but it's kind of just the same easy stuff, you know?
The other thing too about Barry, just to add on to it, and this is another point and something that I really miss about zombies, is Buried is very easy if you know which doors to keep closed and which ones to keep open. Like there are strategies to that. And I remember like when a zombies map first came out in BO2, BO3, BO1, you would play the map and you'd open everything up first. You'd play it with the boys, do whatever. And you're like, okay, you die, you go to the next step. And the next step was usually like, how do we get further in this map, whether it be a different perk, different setup, whatever it may be. But a lot of times it came down to like, which area should we keep closed down, because it's going to help us out a lot, like way better if we know which areas to keep closed. And that's just not something that happens now in modern zombies. That doesn't really enter your mind, and it's something that you don't think about till much later. And I had forgotten about it really until I started going back into BO2 and I started getting into Die Rise. And Die Rise is like not the greatest example of this specific thing. But when I was learning Die Rise and like getting into it and learning everything about it, the thought entered my head. It was like, are there certain areas that I should keep closed? And there are, kind of, not really. But in other maps, that definitely takes place. And it's just not something that we think about anymore. And I think that went into their map making process in the past, whereas it just doesn't do that anymore. And that's just one minor thing compared to all the other things that we've talked about multiple times. So, yeah. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like we still like modern zombies, but you know there is that want and that need for a survival mode once again, where it's a little bit more gritty. So there it is. Shout out to heart emoji for the voicemail. Next one comes from Jade.
Hi guys, this is my second attempt recording this because somehow I fucked it up the first time. Just wanted to say I love the Black Ops 4 Easter egg videos on YouTube. They are keeping me entertained in the slow season at work.
Hell yeah.
And I'm really excited for Blood of the Dead because I know this is an unpopular opinion, but it is one of my top 5 maps. It is one of my top 5 Easter eggs. I'm in the fucking trenches 24/7 defending this fucking map. I love it.
I'll meet you there.
And I think people hate it because they have a major skill issue. I'm just kidding. That's mean to say. People are allowed to dislike a map if they want.
No, they're not.
But I did have a question.
Yeah, they are.
The other day, someone said to me, the fire bow is the best bow. And the reason people don't like it is because they are not good enough to get it, upgrade it. And I'm wondering what you think. I do not agree. Anyway, I'm excited to see you guys play Blood of the Dead, whether you love it or hate it. And I look forward to more episodes. All right, bye.
Shout out Jade.
How does she know Brian?
Yeah, she's talking. She must be talking to Brian. Yeah, dude. Blood of the Dead is going to be.
It's going to be a grind.
It's going to be a grind.
I have a feeling that post Blood of the Dead, one of us is going to be like Jade. We're like, I get it, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know who that's going to be, but I could see one of us becoming a Blood of the Dead defender.
I will always love the maps that like push us to our limits. So like if we struggle,
I feel like that's what it's going to do.
If we struggle, when we finally get it, it will be the map, I'll talk about all the time.
We're gonna get out of that. We're gonna know Morse code. We're gonna know how to like find that little bird thing everywhere around the map. We're gonna know every one of his 60 potential spots, all that stuff.
We gotta get back on that Black Ops 4 grind.
Yeah, we do. The only map that pushed our limits like that we still hate is Transit.
And I didn't
all the other ones. Once again, Transit I look back on is like true skill issue. Like straight up, we were just bad. Like we suck.
Fuck that map.
And partially
we just
being
things.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like the fact that none of us put together, because I remember vivid conversations where we were like, dude, the perk machine, the perk icon on the bottom is like grayed out. And then you were like, dude, I'm getting downed in 2 hits. And I kept being like, I think you're just getting like double swiped and you don't realize. I was coming up with all these excuses, not realizing like, bro, we turned off the power and that shit just doesn't work anymore. Like, I was being stupid.
Watching it all back was so funny. Like every time there's like a glitch or something happens, Jay, before he wants to blame the game, always wants to think of a rationale to the situation.
Yeah.
So he always does that. And then finally, like there ends up being a point where he's like, wait, there was no yeah, it's like, wait, you guys are telling the truth. You're not getting double swiped. You actually are just dying.
You were getting down in 2 hits. I'm just stupid. But also, part of my stupidity goes to the fact that I was too good to get swiped twice and go down. How about that?
So you guys have played with the bows a lot more than I have. What do you guys think?
I think if you know how to upgrade them, I don't remember any of them being really that much harder.
The fire bow is not. It's not that it's hard in terms of like you don't know how to do it. It's just basically because I remember when we did Horizon Drac, it was always recommended the guy with the best ping is the firebow guy, because there's the one step where you have to sit there and you have to wait for 10 years for the rocket launch sequence to start. And then right when the doors open back up, you got to sprint out there and there's a little rock over to the side and you got to shoot it with the firebow. But it's so specific on where you have to hit it. And the time period is so short that if you are not like maximizing your little route out and then shooting as quick as possible, you will miss it. You get 1, maybe 2 shots if you're like perfect efficiency. And then you have to sit there and wait again for the rocket sequence to start. So it's just time consuming to do it. That said, the firebow is absolutely not the best bow. Like it is like objectively a fact that the electric bow is the best bow. Like all the dudes who high round use the electric bow. They just sit up on the staircase and that little electric tornado kills everything for them.
I would be honest, so isn't the fire one the second best one?
I don't know. I feel like you could argue like, because like the wolf one's decent and the fire one are both decent. Like to me, the one thing that I will give the fire bow is that it like grabs all the horde and just makes them like stand still for a little bit and then it kills them. So I don't know. I think the rest of them you can argue. Even the void bow, I think a lot of people say the void bow is like the worst one, but I think it's just because it takes the longest to kill them. But it still kills like a lot of zombies. But the electric bow is definitely just like objectively the best bow.
I thought the void bow was like dog shit.
Any bow in Kyle's hand in the boss fight kind of sucks.
Have we ever talked about this on the pod?
the time that the 3 of us did it and failed, because I'm pretty sure Kyle's arrows were just limping and fucking not hitting the boss.
Like we ran because Jubba and Kyle were not there for our original run. We had our boy Chris hop in because me, Wyatt, and our boy Connor, who used to run a lot of the OG Easter eggs with us, we just wanted to rip it that night. And so Chris hops in. I think he's also like partially drunk because he was out and about. But we rip it and we beat it. But then I tried to run it with Kyle and Jumba so they could beat it too. And didn't we fail because we like we crashed or something, right?
I
Like, we
failed
got
it
super
twice.
deep
There
and we
was one
crashed.
night where we did it before you guys completed it, and like we just kept crashing, and so I didn't get to do it. Then there was like another night, and so like that's the thing. Like so it wasn't my first time running it that night. I had run it before.
And so the one with Kyle, we get all the way to the boss fight. And by the way, I have given, it was Kyle who had the electric bow?
Yeah.
I've
I
given
had
the
wolf
electric bow to someone else because I was the host. So I think I did fire. And then I was like, also, I always use the electric bow. Like I used it when we beat it. So I was like, I'll just let somebody else do it. And so I let Kyle do it. And when you get to the boss fight, the quickest way, you can like charge shot the boss, but the quickest way is actually just to get up close and just spam the trigger. And you like limp shot the bow, the arrows, but you get the most amount of hits because it doesn't matter if you charge or not, it does the same damage. And Kyle is straight up like, if this is the boss and he's shooting, he's like, and he's just missing. And we're like, Kyle, get closer. Like, just hit it. He's like, I can't hit him. And then we died. We legit, like, that's such an easy boss fight, and we died because Kyle couldn't hit the damn boss.
Time out here, Kay. Time out. You guys were like, hey, you just have to spam the trigger.
You do.
Nobody explained fucking shit to me. I walked up close to that guy and shot that thing and still missed his ass.
Because you gotta hit his chest. I'm sure we told you gotta hit his chest. So it's like, at that point, you're just missing.
Dude, I'm telling you, I aimed right at that motherfucker, and it's still just limp-dicked out. I don't know what was going on.
I think me and Kyle, or maybe I completed it, but I don't know if we did that one yet because we had failed it a few times, and then a different group completed it.
No. You beat it with me and Connor and Chris. Yeah, you were there. Because remember, there's the clip where we all come out of the rocket sequence thing, and I yell, "Go inside." Because the rocket's about to take off.
Yeah, we all died.
And you and Chris follow me instead of going inside like I said. And I take the jump pad and I launch out. And you guys are like, oh, shit, I tried to take the jump pad. And then y'all just died.
Yeah.
That was the run that we beat it. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so there it is. Shout out to Jade for the voicemail. And the last one here comes from Joe.
What's up, boys? Kind of a general Call of Duty question, I guess. Do you think that like camo grinds and like the challenges and stuff are bad for the game? And the reason I'm asking is because I remember like in MW2, like the one from like 2020 or whatever, I got tired of people like duck walking and like shooting and stuff, or like mounting their gun to try to like get kills and stuff in specific ways. And that actually is what got me to play Apex. So I guess it's good that they had it, but it made me stop playing. Do you think that it could potentially kind of have the same effect with zombies going forward, now that it is a little bit more prevalent? See you.
100%. I mean, I was on the side when BO6 came out where I was like, this is cool. Because I remember when we would play zombies back in the day, when I say we played BO1, World at War, and BO2, we played it so much. And when you play it so much, it was like you got to the point where you're like, man, I really like going far in these zombies games with the boys. But then you would always reach a point in the game where you're just like, there's just no point anymore. We kind of did everything we wanted to do. And then you just ended up wanting to quit. And I would always think like, dude, it'd be so sick if there was like extra stuff that you could do that maybe attributed to things outside of the game that you could grind for. BO6 comes out and there is that. And I do think overall it would be like a good thing, but not with this form of zombies. I think if I could go back and just have the original form without that, or this one now with it, but like this current version of zombies, I'd much rather go to the old one. If they could find a perfect marriage between the two, that'd be ideal, but I just don't know if they're going to do it. What do you guys think?
I think that I don't think there should be camo grinds in like zombies, but because I've always thought of that as like a multiplayer thing. But I do see your point of like wanting something more to happen like while you're in a game. That makes sense to me. Like having your favorite gun all leveled out or something like that. I think that's cool. But they already have like the leveling system and like creating your own like blueprint for each gun and everything like that. But I think camos are fine. I mean, I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever, but I will say like it kind of ruins things, I think, for like people who actually care about zombies, and then like the people that are just playing zombies just to do camo grinds. Because I'm sure like there's been plenty of times where like guys get into a zombies match and they play and they're online or whatever, and then like somebody gets their camo that they want or whatever, and then they just leave the game. Yeah. So I think it's like kind of goes both ways, where it's like it could be a good thing, but like also could be a bad thing, because there's always those guys that are like, all I care about is the camos and I don't give a shit about zombies.
You're muted.
I was gonna say, I think like as long as they try to avoid having things like what happened with directed mode in Liberty Falls, where people just do it for that, which I guess like if they're playing the game the way they want to play it, like whatever. But like more so to your point, like it ruins it for the guys who actually care about the mode. I think it's actually really helped. There's some guys I know who are like hardcore multiplayer guys, and I talk to them all the time about zombies now, because like they do the Easter eggs, they do the relics, they do all that stuff because they got into it because they want to get calling cards and camos. And whenever the game comes out, I tend to play a lot more zombies as I start getting camos, until about a month goes by. I've put way too much hours into the game and I need to get back to like working. I'm like, I should stop. But yeah, like, so I don't entirely mind it. Yeah.
I think that it draws more people to the game mode, right? Like if you're a hardcore multiplayer guy and then you're just like, I kind of want to just chill a little bit, maybe I'll jump over to zombies. It's like, yeah, maybe that helps, them justify like spending more money and more time into stuff like zombies. Then like, okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. But ultimately, I don't really think they need that to justify putting more time and money into zombies. So I don't really care about it either way. It's never been a factor for me. I've never been like, oh, I really want this fucking camo, so let me grind in zombies, let me grind melee kills, anything like that. So to me, it doesn't really matter, honestly.
I think I have a little bit of a different take from everybody, because I've actually done the camo grind on like a lot of CODs. Like I remember the first one I did it on was BO3 back in the day on console. If we went back and played on my console accounts, like I have all like dark matter, everything. It is actually one of the like things that I despise about the fact that we play on PC, is because I can't use dark matter on my guns. And I put in all that work back in the day. I don't think the camo grind like objectively is bad. I do somewhat miss like the novelty of like the old camo grind. Like I remember on MW2, people were boosting to get 100 headshots just to get the fall camo. That's like, That was it. That was the last camo there was. 100 headshots is like nothing. Like nowadays for these camos, just to get to like past the first like 8 base level ones, you need like 1,000, or not 1,000. Well, that's zombies. You need 1,000 because we need 100 headshots just for that. And then you start doing all the special ones to get like the actual like good stuff. The only thing I don't like about the camo grind is, number one, I feel like they've inflated it a ton with a bunch of garbage camos nobody cares about. Like you're doing the camo grind for like the end ones. You don't care about all the random BS in the middle, where like old games like MW2, bro, I was rocking Red Tiger all the time. And that was one of like the easiest camos to get. Blue Tiger was sick too. And that only took like 20 headshots. Even like Urban and the Winter one, like all the camos looked cool, and they didn't require like a ton of effort to get. And then number two, I think there is a subset of like very hardcore players that don't feel this way. But for me, every time I have ever completed a camo grind, I don't play the game again, and I have no desire to do so. Like just point blank period. Like last year in BO6, I did Dark Matter. And that's the multiplayer one. I did Dark Matter. I completed it. I don't think I played a single game of multiplayer for the rest of the year after I beat it. And I had Dark Matter like pretty early. Like I did it within, I think, 3 months of the game coming out. And I never played a single game of multiplayer after that. And it's like, cool, I have the camo on my zombies guns. But like, I don't know. I feel like the camo grind at this point, and this is why I kept arguing with Wyatt about his Liberty Falls take. I think the camo grind hides because people are so focused on this objective that they don't look at what the game is. Yeah. Like they don't. I think they're like, dude, I love this game because they have this goal. But once you get past the camo grind and all you have is the game, I feel like you all of a sudden like you see it for what it is, and you're like, God, this isn't as good as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jumbo?
I was gonna say like there's just like a lot of like people love like the completionist aspect of it.
Yeah,
which is the
which
big
is fine,
thing, right?
like
but then, like you said,
I'm
once
not
it's
against
done,
that.
it's done.
I will also add, I kind of miss like the immersive aspect of zombies where we didn't have like loadouts that we were building ahead of time. We weren't able to like even BO3 where you could attach attachments to the gun and add camos. Like I miss the whole aspect of just I'm playing Black Ops 1, I spin the box, I get like a base level RPD and I'm like, or RPK, and I'm like, hell yeah, like this is sick because the gun is just good objectively, and I don't need a camo or all that stuff because that I feel like the camos and everything like take you out of it a little bit. Like I'm sitting here in like a castle in France, but I've got this galactic camo on my gun. Like it doesn't feel as like survivally. Which once again, I know that that's just like you could just take the camos off, but I think So I don't like dislike the camo grind, but I do think it has a lot of negatives that not a lot of people talk about. So yeah.
Or think about, yeah. No, 100%. It ended up being correct, like, because once I had finished what I wanted to do with my camos in BO6, I just never really wanted to play zombies on BO6 because the zombies, in my opinion, just wasn't that good. It was what I had said at the end of the year. It was a little bit better than mid, but in that case, it's like, all right, well, if it's a little bit better than mid, I know there are games that aren't, that are much better than mid, that are great. And I went to go play those ones instead. So yeah, that's ultimately what it comes down to. I do think the camo grind hides a lot of things now. I just had to see it happen in my own experience. I had to experience it and be like, yeah, this is what it is. And it sucks sometimes. But yeah, that's that. And that's the last voicemail from Joe. Shout out to Joe for another good voicemail.
Real quick, I will encourage for any listener that disagrees with me on the take, if you've never actually completed a camo grind, do it. Yeah. That's all I would encourage you to do. Because to me, I've done it in zombies. I've already finished BO7s. Like I have Infestation. I completed BO6 for zombies and multiplayer. I did BO3 multiplayer. I've done like different camo grinds throughout the years, and every time it makes me feel so empty after I'm done with it. It feels like there's nothing for me to do, and I don't care.
Yeah.
So
I hope you get that infestation sorted out.
And with that should just about do it for this week's episode of Pack A Pod. Ladies and gentlemen, like I mentioned earlier, don't forget to join the Discord. If you guys want to vote on that draft, it's super easy to do. Very, very simple. It's also fun because it also spurns a lot of conversation inside that Discord as people are trying to find ways to get the W in that draft. Also, ladies and gents, hopefully you guys had a great holiday. Hopefully you guys had a safe new year. We should be back on the grind in BO4 as we get ready to do Dead of the Night. We've already been discussing how we're going to get that thing done, so expect an episode coming soon with Dead of the Night. Thank you guys for tuning in as always, and don't forget, if you enjoyed the show, leave a like, subscribe, or maybe even just follow us on Spotify, give us the 5-star, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys soon for another episode of Pack a Pod. See ya.